Hello, my name is Jacob Bennett and welcome back to Space Engineers. So last episode I was doing some creative building. I've continued doing that, but I decided to do some survival because that's honestly a tiny bit more interesting. So today we're going to be trying to automate more of what we can do and also have it so that it's easier to see what we actually have in terms of ores and ingots and components. So first of all, we're going to be using the script to help us. So I'm going to grab a programmable block and I'm going to weld that up. So a programmable block can execute scripts that are made in C#. C# being a programming language. I'm not going to be programming anything, but I'm going to be using someone else's programming. So we can browse the workshop and it should be on here, and it is the configurable automatic LCDs by MMaster. So look at the amount of code, and there's also a lot of comments and everything, but that's fine. Stupid amount of code. So we're just gonna save that, and then we're gonna name this block LCD, because we're gonna have multiple programmable blocks since they can't hold more than one script at a time. And then we can hit run just for fun, even though that won't do anything right now. So what I've also got on my hotbar is LCD panels. Just gonna throw down this timer block. It will be used later. So LCD panels can display text on them. So I just need to I need to grab my components. Give me a second. Let me grab stuff. Right. So an LCD can contain text and images. I need to change that the other way around. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Really bad. That should work. There we go. So I'll place down the other one. I think I have one more, don't I? But I don't need one more. Okay, so these are LCD blocks. They're basically panels. They're pretty thin. They're seamless, so you can't really see the edge between them. That's all fun. So what we're going to do to be able to get this working with the script is we're going to put a square bracket, capital LCD, close square bracket. So this identifies the script to use this block. We're going to also say, as a secondary precaution, use text commands, and then we need to edit the private title, the private text, so that the script can pick up what's in the private text and then display stuff in the public text. The public text being like the online bit. So for this one, we want to do ores. So I think that's. So we can type in inventory. Inventory, yeah. I'm just good. And then we need show text on screen public. So it'll show the public screen text. Let's go over to the command block, and then it'll be initializing systems. And then we just have to run it a couple more times. There we go. Right, so we've got a summary. We've basically got ingots, ores, components, the lot on this single tiny screen. So if we actually decrease the text size to minimum, we can actually see that's the contents. I probably need to increase that so that it's actually visible. 0.6. Yeah, so you can see components here, and if we toggle it again, we should be able to see more further down. Says gas summary, so the hydrogen and oxygen, ammo summary, all these other stuff. That's kind of fine, but I don't want to see all of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put asterisk plus what is it? I want ingots. And then we're going to run the command block. So run the command block. Or is it ingot? probably ingot actually. Here we go, and then we can see, so these are all the ingots that we have. Yeah, it's highlighted in yellow, it's really annoying. I'll bend to... Actually no, I won't bend to the side. So basically, these are caps that have been set by the script itself so that it's easier to make a bar. So on the left hand side of the dash, we've got the amount of ore that we have. So silver we have, well, ingots. So we have 3,700 gravel, we've got 14,000 iron, we've got 9.1 thousand nickel, we've got like 98 gold, which is not good enough, I need to find some more of that. Platinum, uranium, everything, very nice. And it also shows us what ore we're processing, so 3.9 thousand ore is being processed. Let's type in refinery so that we can actually see. So we got 1.5 ore. So currently this is only showing it at the time that the program was made to run. See, it's now down to 1.2. Now the reason I've got this timer block here is so that the program can run continuously and I won't have to keep hitting the program button. So we're going to set the timer block. We're going to set the delay to 1 second, so it will trigger every second. Set up the actions. We're going to get the programmable LCD. We're going to run with default parameters, and then we're going to get the timer block, and we're just going to hit start, so it loops around, and then we just hit start. And so it'll flash. It's flashing. Every time it's white, it's actually doing something, and this will now be updated, even though nothing's happening because I don't have any ores in there. That's cool. So we now have an ingot summary, but we can also change the layout of this if we want to. So we can have S. We can put an S in front of the inventory, and it will give us this kind of layout. So it's got bars on the left, you know, but it's not displaying the ores. And I want to display the ores because I need to know that. So we're going to put X in front. And then it'll update so that it will show us the amount that we've got and the amount of ore that we've got, which, to be honest, I prefer that. So we've now got an ingot summary. We probably want to increase the size of that from 0.6 to like 1. That'd be fine. Yeah, that's viewable. How viewable? That's viewable, at least from my perspective. I don't like how the text glows though. So we've got ingots. We can now see all the ingots that we have, which is kind of pointless. And we can actually also set up another thing on here because we have room. So to be able to do like breaks like these, in when using text, you type in echo because this is C#. So if we do echo echo, and then we can do power. What this will do is it will show us the amount of power that we're producing out of the total amount of power we can produce. So I can see what our reactors are currently up to, or reactor, singular. That's kind of fun. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's nice, but it's not really doing anything except, you know, allowing me to see things without having to rummage through all inventories in the universe. Let's set up the other one. Because it's also going to do the same thing. So to be able to make it, we need to put LCD so that the script can see it. We need to use text commands. Spell text properly. Narrabit. What's that? You idiot. Yeah, that's a better one. Use text commands. Show text public. Font size 1. Edit private text, and then we want we want inventory SX asterisk plus components. No, component, obviously, because it's not plural. Thank you. There we go. So we can now see all the components that we've got. Interesting. So we can see that we've got 928 thruster components. Jesus. We need to disassemble some of those. We're not going to build thrusters yet. I mean, we've got a small ship, but, you know, we don't need anything else. We've got all these kind of fun. This is basically just surplus from me just building things. But what I like doing is just going into the assembler, asking for the amount of blocks I want. The components come out, I use them to build things. But at some point, we're going to be using welders, like ship welders, to be able to weld things instead of just welding it by hand. So having a component summary telling us which ones we're low on, such as displays or reactor components or detectors, is kind of cool. Now there are obviously more components in the game, but the script only works with vanilla, I believe. Though we can add them in if we want to. So we've got ingots, got components, got power. That's nice. Yeah. Well done. You've just done something completely not necessary. Right. So we've got some nice LCD over there, just for fun. Now what I really want to do is I want to have a sorting thing. So what I want is all the ores that in the refinery, well, all the ingots that come out of it go into a cargo container. Which I should probably need to start producing one if I'm to do that. We'll be back in a sec when I get to the part where I start building things. Okay, we're back. So, there is a mod in this mod pack that I'm using, the Dial 20 mod collection, that allows you to utilise the conveyor system automatically. It's got a naming convention, which is kind of cool. So I've just added 2 more cargo containers. Each of them is going to carry one of them is components, one of them is ingots, one of them is ores. So it should be quite easy to explain. So we've got components here. We haven't actually named this guy correctly, so I'll go in control panel. So with this mod, anything that's in square brackets. So if we say component in square bracket, any components that are in the system will automatically come here. Let's check the system. Doesn't seem to be anything to test it with. Well, let's put some into this cargo container and watch it zip over to the other cargo container. Ooh, interesting. That's kind of fun. And we can actually do more than just components. So we've got this cargo that's filled with stone. Where are you? You back here? Yeah, you are. Okay. I'll probably have to check that in a sec. Yeah. Right, let's open this. Let's go to control panel. So we're going to name this one cargo ingot. I think it is. Yeah. So what happened? What happened to... Oh, right, it dragged from the reactor. That's stupid. Hardy ha, ha ha, ha ha ha. And it also dragged from my ship as well. That's not useful. So I probably actually don't want this to use the conveyor system. Right, let's go to the reactor and disable the conveyor system so it doesn't nick my stuff. Right, let's put this back in. Everything should... Fine, I'll get rid of this conveyor tube then. See? Can't do that now, can you? Misbehaving computer program. Yeah, technical malfunction. That's fine. Right, power's back online. Freaky. Okay, so our nuclear reactor won't work until I configure it properly. Which we can using these code words. So this one should now collect all of my ingots, and you know, we can see how many ingots we have here, because at some point we're going to need more cargo containers to hold all the ingots we need, like huge ones, like 3x3 large ships, 3x3x3, which is like a 9 size, I think. Is it 3x3x3 or is it bigger? Or is it smaller? I don't know. So we've got a components one which is upside down because, you know, this was the first cargo container I placed and I have yet to change it. Actually, we're going to rectify that. So this one, so cargo container 4, you're now going to become cargo component. Just temporarily. This one's going to be named nothing. So you should have all the components. You should have ammo. Okay, well, I'll take the ammo, even though I don't use it. So I'm going to steal this, and I'm going to put it the right way up. Go weld it back in. Bob's your uncle. There we go. Everything looks proper now. Right. So we've got a components, cargo, container, we've got an ingots. The last one is ore. So if we go over to control panel, we can name this guy cargo, colon, open bracket, ore, close bracket. Obviously there's no ore on this station, is there? Because there's no ore, except ice. But ice is supposed to go into... Well, no. We haven't... Why did I crouch? I don't think we've actually connected this thing to the conveyor yet. Oh. So, we haven't connected this to the conveyor system. That's fine. Probably not, though. You know, that's fine. Right, so we've now got an ore cargo container, we've got an ingot cargo container, we've got a components cargo container. Excellent. Right, that's stage 2. So actually what we want to do is we want to make this small reactor be able to keep some uranium, like 10 or something, and then the rest can probably stay in a container. So let's go over to control panel. This is going to require a lot of trial and error, and I'm going to need to replace my conveyor tubes. Give me a second, just need to build them back. Oh, of course, it all goes into the components section, doesn't it? Yeah, I can't do that anymore. Okay, let's grab the components that we need. What do we need? Okay, so we need 28 steel plate. This is painful. 40 construction component. Well, 80. We need 24 small steel tubes. And we need 12 motors. Right, so if we name this reactor small reactor, well, no, reactor colon bracket think it's the, so if we go in ingot and then we go colon and then we go colon uranium, weld this thing. Am I being proven right? Okay, what if I move, well, what if I take like 30 of this and I place it in this one? Yeah, there we go. All the uranium in the system is going to the reactor. That's easy. That's really good. So the refineries would be unaffected by ore, I presume. Let's go test that. Right, unlock, unpark, turn off the connector, space up, there we go. Oh god, this is twitchy, I completely forgot. And of course I don't have initial dampeners on. Right, so let's pick up some iron. I don't need this for now. go. Picked up some iron. That's fun. And then we just need to land again. That was a bit erratic. And then park, landing gear off. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I turned off the station again. I need to forget that. Please turn back on. Please turn back on. Thank you. So now the refinery should be active and they're creating things. And then eventually some of this iron will disappear and going into the cargo container. So if there was a backlog of ore that couldn't fit all the refineries, we have this cargo container to contain it. Otherwise it's just going to stick in the ship and it's just going to be inefficient. Hey, we have things. Yeah, so that's good. Building things is a bit more fiddly right now, but, you know, that's the price that you pay for betterness. Word thing, English? Yeah. There's one more thing that we could do, but I'm going to wait until we have a proper ship design to be able to use before I do that. That's basically, there's a piece of script that you can get which will automatically turn on assemblers which have been named different components when you're low on some components. It's basically a way to automate the amount of components that you have, but it requires a lot of assemblers first, and I don't have the resources or the time to be able to do the assemblers, especially when I'm just going to be tearing them down and putting them on a new ship. So next week we'll be having a look at designing a smaller ship that's supposed to fit one person instead of 1 billion, which will be more condensed. I mean, there's only going to be 2 refineries there, don't need any more. Yeah. So until then, my name has been Jacob Bennett. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.